Hello blue folks, welcome back to Epistemic-gnomes. We are here with another, hold on, let's see if everything is correct, yes. So, we're continuing here with another daily live stream. I'm about to change how I'm making these things once again, but okay, so we are still working on this character Tuka. This is almost finished for the rigging, and then the other things would be so this is the end, would be soon the end of this entire challenge here. And but for rigging there's still this very annoying subject. There was an experiment. Okay, so I have to make the decision of updating the skeleton of this setup, because to try to simplify. So basically what we have here, there's a lot of stuff, just in the case you're not aware. This is a crotch bone, yes, okay. So we have the skeleton bones here, okay, hips, hip left, whatever, then leg upper, which is the femur, right? So this will all of the other bones are for the helper rig. And so you see this, I haven't rigged yet for the side bendings, especially the outer. And then we have the deltas, which is the diagonal here, up and side, and then front, right? And then similar here, but the pose is not very nice. Yeah, this is probably one of the worst. So the deltas, so two deltas, and the inner. So you see that some pose here we were able to improve a lot, but this is far from ideal, right, in terms of the volume preservation. So now the helper system, we have fan bones here for the dual fan bone system for the joint, the big ones there. So these are all automated. Then we have fanny bones all around. So what they do, these bones do, is that they follow they are parented to, let's see, is this correct? Well, they are parented to the hip. Interesting. I thought, but nonetheless they follow the rotation of through some bone constraint. They mimic a parenting. So we could do this differently. So if I turn for these bones, if I turn this off, if I turn off this copy transforms here, we see that this thing doesn't budge at all, which is, and with that they sort of rotate ballistically. If they rotated, I just remember, yeah, so actually I just remembered something. There is the fanny bones, they rotate along just like this one. So actually, if I want them to derotate, how do I take off? Inverting the parenting would be complicated, right? Yeah, but how did I did this otherwise? I would have to check on the other rig, but I found this other idea. So essentially they budge because of bone constraint, and it's copy transform with custom space, which means same target there on the owner. So it's like pivoting as the thigh, but on a lower influence. So these values here are arbitrary according to the bone, they are like handles, but this is no bendy bone spline anyways. And these are similar setups, but these are, don't use the copy transforms and custom space, the ballistic things. These are just belly, hip, side lip, hip leverage, and buttocks, gluteus leverage. This is the way I call them. So actually, let's change this bone. Let's what is this name strange there? Buttocks DL cave. This is just the remaining of some. Is gluteus. All right. Because buttocks is for the both sides, right? And so this is, and this we could call leverage hips, yeah, but it's just one side, right? So this can help a lot in the side bending, but on the other thing. So even despite all of this thing, and you have still a crotch bone. This I got from a tutorial. Then you have the armature, so it follows the, on certain proportion, the hip, this one, the lowest spine, inverted bone actually, and then the leg, upper, the thigh left and thigh right on a certain proportion. So that's a minimal effect, but it helps. And this bone cannot, the crotch bone cannot be parented. So here, because of that bone constraints, there are other ways to do this, but this is like the most cost efficient one. Let's get the soundtrack here, folks. So I was about to make some critical, radical experiment here to improve these deforms, but maybe first, before that, I would be doing something else. So first, let's isolate these bones here and make them a, because I'm doing this all the time, so let's get pelvis left, right? Assign, there we go. Probably now I would like to be hiding some stuff. Alright, save a backup here, iteration. Submount these ones, make them more catchable. Alright, so one thing that I thought was maybe to transfer the waves here. I checked, there was an add-on, that extension actually, which is bone transfer, something, bone and vertex group merge. Apparently this can transfer, merge selected bones into the active bone for vertex group merge. So this sounds super useful. Bone and vertex group merge, but I never use it. Where can it be found? Let me show you in the here. I have to swap the OBS Studio thing. Bone and vertex group merge. Let's see if there's any help here. When we go on, this looks like edit mode. Fill between joints. Blender plugin to merge any amount of sections into the active bone. Okay, might be the F thing, right? Select the armature you wish to edit. Select the bones you want to merge. the last you select, the one with a slightly brighter color, is the active one and target bone. The other bones will be merged into it. Right click at the bottom, merge. Oh, okay, there's, this is not a full screenshot. There it is. Merge bones. Merge selected bones into active. And this will combine all their vertex groups. Super useful if that is true. After, okay, let's see. Probably it's this string 001, 002, 003 and the first one. I don't see what is selected. Yeah, the screenshots are not super didactic, but I think we can understand waves here and then merge all the waves, yeah, into string 2. This is string 003 and now this is string 003. Okay, no channel search review. I think it has not anything. Okay, so this is free. That sounds super useful. Let's try it now. Let's try to implement this. It's found in get extensions. So what I want to do is to, if you will check the waves here, I want to join this bone into this one. Then I'm going to join this into, yeah, the deformed bones are these ones. So I'm gonna save because this is prior to some destructive change. Reposition. Yeah, I want to have the bone to maintain the orientations because it will be better for any mechanism that I will be using in principle. More regularity, right? So, okay. Maybe I'll need more deformed bones actually. We'll see. So this is kind of weird because like I have diagonal things while I should have perhaps a lateral one, then maybe a back one, a front one. So okay, so let's consider, oh, I also can merge. I can try to merge these two, why not? Yeah, we can try to redo this. Merge this into... Okay, but I believe it needs to be done on edit mode. So get here, here, and here, and then... Well... Merge... Where is the... I don't see the... I don't see the option. Merge bones, armature merge. It must be somewhere hidden. Bones, dissolve bones, bone settings, parent bone collections, names, symmetroid switch, duplicate, extrude fork. What is this? Create a new bone from the selected joints and move them. Sounds never used. Shift instead of you. Extrude the cursor. Control right mouse. Okay, bone roll, no. Snap. Mirror, transform. Very weird. It doesn't seem to be. Okay, but let's do then merge bones. There we go. And then if we check the waves, yes, okay. So you can use this. Let's do the same here. So get edit mode for the armature, pick this one and this one. I'm gonna F3 merge bones. And now of course there is a problem, is that we have sacrificed okay, so it seems like it has not worked well. I might have merged into the wrong one. No, okay, so apparently this is failing. It got wave, it just doesn't accept. Okay, let's try differently then. Get oh, maybe it need I was doing it wrong, maybe. No, okay, so looks like it is bugged now. Must be on okay, so this is destroying the, for some reason seems like it's bugged, so it doesn't seem to be. Maybe I should report that on this version. They need to do the old way. I'm gonna pick this one, I'm gonna get into the vertex group here, and just paste here. I'm going to delete this one. Now I've got this one. There we go, and sort by name, and there should be it. Let's delete here. Let's see now the tests. Okay, this deforms here, this deforms here, this deforms the front, and this is not deforming anything, but we can fix. My mouse is terrible. Alright, so need to do this, then return. Actually, this is not the correct waves. This should have more waves into here. Yeah, and even here a lot more. Yeah, and you see that here. Yeah, this is acceptable. So I probably need to push some more waves here. I was probably doing a mistake here in this region. We want instead more waves here. So yeah, I sort of align the waves, the bones with the waves with the deformed bones and along their waves with the geometry. So that would be more possibly more consistent for whichever thing I'm trying to do. We don't want these waves here. I can probably try to ignore this. This will be the work for other bones, right? Now this, okay, the inner one, you see there's some waves that are perhaps a little exaggerated. We will try to yeah, so this needs a lot of concentration. The inner part, yeah, we will do the same thing. So I'm gonna push towards the bottom, right? We want to have more influence in the around the thigh, because these fanny bones, they are more focused on the upper thigh, upper region of the thigh. So here we probably have a lot of things to improve. Maybe we don't want any of these waves here. We don't want that. We also don't want any of this. We don't touch the center. We can, but it might not be a good idea. And that sounds, yeah, so same idea here. We're gonna push this because we have already some sort of buttocks rig from other bones. Here what we want is just it's the lower part that matters. I could even expand here the waves here and try to okay, then the side here, this one, yeah, so a lot of rogue waves here also for this one. Yeah, so here we want waves like here, And yeah, we can have some gradation here. Something about here. Yeah, so this will be a good control for this. Let's rename these bones now and make some change to them. Shift Alt X, select mirror, extend, Control F2B for bones, then find and replace. Let's get, instead of HDL, which is handle, instead of handle we change this for help. This is 2, yeah, the 3 actually for legs. Then also we're gonna change Fanny pelvis. No, we're not gonna do this yet because this I'll need to Shift H. Let's see their names. Let's change this front. Yeah, front. In. Okay, this is correct. Then out and back. Okay, this is correct. All correct. Now let's see the automation, because I've made some small changes. They probably got broken here. Let's see what we can do about this one. Yeah, so you see, if we can control this bone, yeah, we can augment a lot this copy transforms. Need to be careful because this, yeah, so you see, as long as I've started to get waves on the upper thigh, that got much better on this wave. So let's add some stuff here. Let's include this. And let's see if it works to get. I think this is not good idea, because this is not a part of the thigh that is super affected by this, right? The volume loss is at, so I might have to move this up like manually with an automation to move it up, but for now yet I want to be sure about this one. Will move, needs to move down. This one, oh, this one is also the inward. Okay, we can do something about this one. Okay, let's reset. Let's get them to let's also change their we need the gizmo so we can have a better idea where they are pointing toward, right? So let's try to custom viewport display. Let's change them. They are deform bones. Let's get here. Yeah, we'll keep this color here, or maybe this one, I don't know. Orange. Let's make them thinner. Let's change their I think arrow, empty arrow. Yeah, so let's just make for the to differentiate them a little more. So this will be like, let's make the inner ones larger. Not so much larger. Okay, so we have better understanding of what's going on. Yeah, more rotation for this one. More rotation for this one, yeah. Can even try to match this. Yeah, so what that means is that they are acting a bit like the fan bone, but if we even turn this off, maybe we can see some not too much difference, because actually it's doing the same thing, except this is more generic. So we might not, this could become a mechanism bone. But the advantage, it has some extra rotations, but because, oh yeah, actually let's do the following, folks. Let's change the target here. Let's change the target for we're gonna employ the yeah, so I was doing a mistake in this because I can just parent them to this, but we can also use the they are parent to the hips. Okay, so the base hip. Yeah, we're just gonna change the target because the parent is too strong, the parenting relation. So if we just alright, maybe I need to include some more. Whatever, assign Shift H. Alright. It's difficult for me to see what's going on. Okay, so we need we're gonna pick this and we're gonna change their targets to hold Alt. This doesn't seem to be working. What went wrong? Looks like it can't find the proper orientation. wrong if the bones are so much aligned, why it is this and this the helper, why this is custom space is getting so much? Oh, I see, of course. I need to, of course, the custom space has two targets. There's a target here and here, so I need to change for all. Alright, so I'm gonna do this again. Actually, let's do the following here, folks. Let's change this to here. Let's change these ones to this color, and yeah, that's it. This will help. Alright, I pick all these four. We're gonna go under bone constraints. We're gonna click here actually. I'm gonna grab, paste here and here, and copy to selected and copy to selected. Alright, but no, this is still I see, they seem to be going to a different. Interesting. It's like they're doing some I don't know why they are behaving differently. Something about the axes, but the axes are nearly matching. Is it possible that this bone has a different? No, it has quaternion. Possibly this bone, they are not, maybe they are not responding to the, no, this is, yeah, so super awkward why they don't want to correspond to the helper bones. That will be it, but then this will create some. So the advantage of doing that is that they will be following every tiny rotation, even this one, and instead of the one of the thigh. So the problem now is that I'll have to leave them unparented, otherwise they will be having double transforms. Yeah, but you see the results are quite good currently. We could nearly say that this is completed, the nightmarish thing. But yeah, so these tiny rotations that this bone have on all the its XYZ, right? They help guide the funny bones. This is why this is why this bone could be a mechanism bone. It holds waves, but these also hold waves on the same region. To get this more effective, we could yeah, it was already okay. So this could smooth out, but that will take off some power of these ones which are more precise. But since this one also is doing correct motion, so this is up to the rigger. But it's not very, like, this could give some stabilization, but the stabilization here is not super good thing, because in this case it is Bing for some reason, but is that it will derotate, because yeah, actually this might be good, because when I created the waves for these ones, you might have observed I did that very manually. Instead, they should intake mechanically the waves of this one and separate into regions around the upper thigh region, around the pelvis, on their localized. So whichever thing will go, but this I'm doing, yeah, I forgot about this little detail, so this is not being super analytic. This is why this is working at stabilizing, because each wave is mostly taken the same from this one, except with subtracted of the lower thigh, and just for the region here, and maybe some smoothing in the lower, some region here. Alright, so now I have to test something crazy, because I'm using this bone constraint. Unfortunately, I have no idea why I have to do this way, but let's see if these bones go crazy. The bone seems to respond correctly to the posing, but or maybe not. No, yeah, I'll see all the distortion. So this is because the double, yeah, this is because of this. So I don't know, folks, maybe I should do parenting. All because I couldn't find the way to. Okay, let's do this is probably, yeah, I know this won't work, but we can get them to be parent to the hip. Copy to selected. All right, then if we move the here, we probably will be seeing, yeah, double transform. So okay, so there's another technique. Maybe I try to parent them to the root. Nope, they are moving. Through double transforms. Okay, there's some crazy thing maybe you can try to do. No, this is a nightmare. So Okay, maybe then let's see. Clear parent, but no, nothing. Nothing works. Yeah, so this is, if I want to have this automation, like this local space with parent is nearly a of course, if we had maximum then they follow correctly, right? But this is just like a parent relation, then it's stiff. So this is not useful. So what can I do here? I see no way out here, so might have to ignore temporarily these tweaks, right? Maybe we can follow the rotations. I'm not sure that will be equivalent, but parent to the parenting to the of course so what I'm doing, we just parent them to the fan bone. That's it, because the fan bone is already derotating. As simple as this. So we don't need that means that the rotation of the fan bone will not be as dramatical. So these bones are really meant to be derotating the mesh by a lot. So this influence here is actually inbuilt in the parenting relation, because the influence for so this is already derotating, so it's doing the job. This is why this is called a fan bone, and I call this other one fanny bones. Yeah, so sorry folks, so this was a conceptual mistake. I knew this, I just was trying to do something else, and totally forgot about the interaction here. So that's it, we just parent. It's 100%, it's stiff, but it is the derotation already that we wanted, and it has the tweaking of the side, lateral, and whatever. But we need still to have some automation for so here we need some extra automations. and we're gonna go back here. We don't need the master bones. We're gonna look for these ones. We're gonna do the same thing here. So we're gonna merge. Actually, this is gonna be simpler. I hope that it will work. So we're gonna this into this. So armature merge. You see that it doesn't appear. It is just not working, folks. Alright, so gonna pick this one, gonna select this one, and gonna go on wave vertex, the wave paint mode. Then we got here, we're gonna copy here, and we can also delete this. We can now copy this. We go on wave paint mode, we click this, pick the vertex group and paste there, and there we go. Now this is going here. We're gonna delete this bone. We're gonna change them into this color here, and we are going to align all of them with this one. Gonna make them larger so we can identify them a little better. Maybe even this color here. We see that we have some bones which are old here. Let's see if we got any bone constraint in this one. Yeah, the automations. But is anything remaining? Let's oh, I've changed the orientations. This is bad. We have to make some inversion here then. Okay, so let's just see just one side to start with. This, alright, so this one didn't change, I think. Yeah, it is. So this one has changed. Yeah, here it is. The Y turned to be the X. This is the E, but the X inverted with the I. Okay, so the negative Y is the positive X. Wow, that is okay. I'll be a little confused, but the okay, so the positive there's nothing in the X. Okay, it's all from the X, but this is the front bending. Should be this. Oops, not delete. Backspace. It's a subtle motion, but it is, yeah, it goes to the side there. On the front bending. Okay, so this was a small adjustment apparently. We don't want anything for the Y then. Let's see. Yeah, this could help actually, so let's get a positive and so here it is let's say maybe the same, and here we reduce this is for when the leg rotates backward. Okay, yeah, so it's a terrible idea to change the axis like blindly like that. So it's going minimum, so I think it's actually here. Okay, so it goes outward, that's correct. And just as for the Y, when the leg moves back, then the Y, it goes front a little. That seems nice. Yeah, just a little value here. Alright, and as for this one, this is just for the front bending that we have some automation. So it flipped entirely, so actually it's just an inversion. The X now is this is positive, this is positive, and that should be it. And here we could make some automation also. Shift D, negative X. So when the leg goes backward, then we might want to, let's see, negative 120. Yeah, negative 120. So we might want the yeah, so it to move down a little, like Z negative. Then maybe Y negative. inverted position is here. So we don't allow the mesh to be completely disrupted. We make some tiny refinements. And X, we could have the it moves to the side maybe. So you have some very subtle stretching to the side. That's it. Okay, so now these bones were simplified, right? Let's see, on there also simplified. All right, let's remake the selection set. Now let's see what we can do next. Let's check here what did we solve. So yeah, body, we can pelvis joint femurs rig. Yes, all thing that is remaining. So update skeleton, yeah, we did align structure to mesh, sort of, yes. 4 fanny helper bones seems sufficient, now they are aligned. Regular deform bones, no stretch, no tweak, handle, yeah, this works. Shrink wrap bone okay, so this is the experiment here. That update skeleton setup, yes, also this one. Other automations. Okay, so we are very close to getting this thing to some conclusion, even though yeah, we can say that we could use a corrective shape key for this, but I think I know we can push this forward. I just don't remember what is at stake here. Okay, so for instance, we could try to automate this. Let's get these bones here. Yeah, so ideally this is so horrid that the strategy that I use in a tutorial that might be good here is to have another helper special fanning bone that will push this mesh off the gluteus, so it's spread to armature deform. So it will, instead of trying to rotate these bones which already have waves, we can try that strategy. It's very, very specific, right? As we create these waves, this can create some issues, but I know how to compensate for that. Actually, yes. So I'm gonna cheat the skinning method, the skinning algorithm. We're gonna fake the yeah. So this is a super technique that I don't know if I discovered it on my own, but this is a super interesting technique. I use this for the lip the corner of the lips. So this is how we can cheat this stuff. But let's get the horrid madness here, and I'll show what I mean here. Let's make a highlight. Hello folks, so here a highlight for us in the armature deform, corrective armature deform method, that is with helper bones. And you see that we have something okay going on, but still okay considering the disruption that these artifacts will do, or the skinning artifacts. So anyways, there is a technique here that I use in a very old tutorial, 2 years old tutorial maybe from now, and that would be to create an extra helper bone to like push this mesh of the gluteus that is creating all this contraption there. So in order to push specifically that mesh, but that is a problem. It's not that simple. We create additional helper bones, deform bones. They will change the ratios of the vertex we wave paint for them. However, we can cheat. We can cheat on the skinning method in a very specific way. Okay, I will change the ratios because I'll add a new deform bone, helper deform bone, with waves on specific regions. However, I will have that new deform bone to follow up exactly the same bone that it is, well, at least one of the bones, right? Or maybe we can make, yeah, we could make it follow the multiple bones, right? Armature modifier, bone constraint, maybe. Doesn't matter. If we just parent it, let's see, is this tiny bones here. So let's say that, yeah, this one in the back, this is the most important position. So I'm gonna, yeah, let's duplicate it. So this will be like a helper of a helper bone, something meta thing, right? So and this one, let's also make it thinner, and let's change its color maybe to something like, yeah, like this. Okay, so this will be called, yeah, 001 also, already helps. Okay, it's probably symmetrized. No? Okay, since it's not symmetrized, let's symmetrize right now. And let's hide it. So we're gonna parent it exactly here. And it's, is it a deformed bone? Yes. We're going to now use that bone to, it is here. So I will not use this thing just to differentiate it. For some reason, it is not having the follow-up that I expected. Oh, this is the opposite side. Okay, so it is here. So it is having the follow-up, but I need to take off this. All right. It has no waves here. So what I'm going to do with this is that when we reach here, I'm gonna particularly automate it to do something else on top of its current condition. It is just following this bone, so this can be complicated, and I want to focus specifically on that mesh of the gluteus that I want to stretch. So I could duplicate this, copy this vertex group and paste it there, but instead, okay, because I'm in Blender 4.3.2, there's a bug, so let's invert here, wave paint on the other side, and then return to this bone. Okay, so now I can wave paint, maybe we have restrict, yeah, so I'm gonna see exactly where the mesh is disrupted. Yeah, so the positioning of the bone doesn't really matter. What matters is that, so I'm gonna wave strong waves there, but it doesn't really matter. Actually, yeah, this is the waves could be very low here, which actually could be an advantage for us. So I will pick exactly the mesh that I want to spread. Maybe I'll mount here a little more, and you'll see that I could. So the ratio of this bone will be very little influentiative. I don't know. Very little impact on current, on normal, on the typical posing. However, as soon as it got the automation, it can have its own automation that will do something like that, going very, very far, which of course it's awkward, but that would allow us, if we want, to have this spreading, this smoothing. So this is very delicate still, because so here we have to decide if we want really to steal waves from the other bones, which could cause a lot of problems. Trust me, it's hard to, I'm not gonna even try here. So we have this choice if we want, I want massive impact here, or just stealing some waves. Yeah, let's say stealing this amount of waves, right? And the problem is that it is following at one specific bones. Other bones have influence in this region. These are just helper bones. There's also the main bones and whatever, but here the competition is especially between the corrective bones. Okay. I cannot reset, so this is annoying, the position. But yeah, I could reset trying to do something like that. So what I'm going to do here is that I'm gonna see the waves that are mostly needed for this this spreading. I think that's good enough. So it's very localized, and this is why this is so annoying. We could even have some waves here, and I think that I'm not having the good results here, so I'm gonna Shift X this. We're gonna augment this a little more, maybe even more, yeah, something like this. And also let's pick this and augment this. Maybe this, we'll see what. Okay, so this can be considered super awkward, right? This amount of displacement of the bone. But if that works, yeah, it should work after some lot of pain, but this solution works. So basically, I think I want to, yeah, so here you see these verts are not behaving very nicely, and this is why this kind, and here I'm not understanding really why this is, why they are going to such a right direction. And you see that might not be sufficient, right? Let's try to push, to pull. Yeah, so yeah, we're gonna pull these vertices. Yeah, this is a good idea. So this is what we need to pull a little more on those vertices. So this is where smoothing should help, but you see it's very delicate, but and specific. But if we can't find the proper set up here, we can do we can solve the artifact in a very interesting way. Of course, this is low poly, but don't think that just because I have higher poly this will be solved. It might be even more difficult. So here I can play with the advantage of low poly, that I just have a few waves to care about, and this can be actually very nice. Yeah, so you see, by pushing these verts a little more we can have better spreading. So it's hard to find, right, the correct amount, and if we need to be pushing other, yeah, so this one is very delicate, so yeah, maybe this one will get just a little pinching from it. And what about this? Yeah, so the rest I don't know. So you see very low waves, and that will where the bone goes. So this will allow us to, we can also rotate it if that helps, but here the rotations don't seem to be super useful. The problem is that we'll have to automate them as well. So yeah, so let's go back now. I think the weight for this bone is sort of fixed. Let's reset. And we need an automation. So the automation for that would be something like this. These ones don't have bone constraint because they are actually parented to a fan bone that is derotating already in relation to the mesh. Could be a copy rotation bone constraint here, but it doesn't matter. So it's using influence 1, but that's because I'm derotating from this depth. Anyway, if a copy rotation, then of course you use this influence, and then usually we do a 0.2, from very low derotation, right? Okay, so this fan bone is already derotating, and the fanny bones here, the tiny ones, they are parent to it. But this one, which is parent to one of the fanny bones, so it's a micro fanny bone, then it will from the, it's a bit like this copy, yeah, so let's copy this one, this for the leverage buttock thing. But because the influence of this bone is too massive on the gluteus, so it's not helping for the spreading. This is why I've made this one. Actually, could even parent it here instead, but no, I've decided here, whatever. So we're gonna get here the copy transforms, right? Copy the transformation of concerns, select, I'm gonna get the bone, okay, selected. Okay, it is there, so we need to change here this. So this means that when the thigh rotates negatively, that rotates backwards. So this we know by having the normal transforms orientation, or R selecting the thigh. If I cannot pose it, I can't, but there are still, I can still visualize. So rotation X, 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 well, find the along sorry, along normal, and so you see this goes negative, and this is positive. So this is positive rotation, this is negative X rotation. So I want, so this is why this is the limit here is that I've decided the threshold there is negative 120. So this is mapped from the rotation of the target bone, left leg upper. When the rotation goes, then what we want is, let's reset all this. It's all focused on the x-axis, right? The source thing, and then all I want here actually for this bone is on its y-axis to move backward. So gonna use the map 2. The y it's negative to, so minimum to minimum. So I want it to go on that direction, but it's going a bit crazy because the bone is rotated. So can I, its location, yes. Would that be the case here? No, this is not doing anything for some reason. So yeah, so apparently I'll have to use the axis that it is facing. I'll accept the rotations of the parenting because, oh, I can use let's do smart stuff here. Let's use a custom space and target this bone here. So I'm gonna use the axes are like this one, and this is kept oriented. So we just use now there we go. And now we can go into that direction, and we can make some corrections, right? So this is a lot of motion, but it's sort of helps some amount of corrections. Alright, okay, let's leave it like that. And then if we want, maybe it's the wrong one. Min with min, right? But if the value is positive or negative, this depends on the axis, right? Okay, so get here. Then I don't know, mean with the x. If we think that this can help, usually this tweaking can be useful. It will vary, right? It will depend on. Looks like that if we go there, is that glitchy good or bad? I don't know. So let's do this instead. Go negative, and here for the z, if this needs to go up and down, yeah, we could even play a little with that. So going a bit negative, no, actually yeah, slightly negative maybe. We could also twist, but that's will be, and this will require another bone constraint. So here, of course, with a better topology, this will be higher poly. If we could layer those waves in a better way, of course the results would be much better than these trigons here. So this is with subdivision also, this could, yeah, actually this is very nice here. So you see, this is not perfect, but this is a way that we can use to, yeah. So here I'm concerned. No, so this bone is not the, so because its waves are just too small, right? So these is caused by other volume loss of the linear blend skinning method. So it's not, yeah, I had the illusion it was good because also this, I wasn't looking with the subdivision surface modifier. Anyways, so this is crazy, but having this minimum of waves can prevent some terrible problems. So this bone will just have this motion there, especially on the y-axis. Then it will allow to solve this thing without a corrective shape key, for instance. There's an alternative, right? But it's manipulating the mesh, right? The cool thing, according to in relation to the corrective shape key, is that I can still have some visualization of as the mesh deforms in all directions. I can still manipulate the bone and do stuff, and it's more intuitive sometimes, but of course this can be very complicated as well. So sometimes this will be much simpler to solve with a corrective shape key. Each technique has its pros and cons. Unfortunately, there is no simple way that I know to solve this thing, but this is one additional corrective method you can apply to our workflow. Yeah, something like that, folks. Alright, so overall, yeah, there's a side bending that I'm not sure what I should be doing here. Oh yeah, the side bending. Okay, so we need to automate not the fanny bones here, but we need to automate the leverage things for the side bendings. So let's fix this. We need and also there will be the inner bending, which seems to be mostly good. Maybe we don't need automations for this. Okay, so it's the side bending then. We need to fix this. Some horrid thing is happening here, which I'm not sure what it is about. Oh, this is because of this is the pole target. Yeah. All right, something I'd have to revise later. This for mocap retargeting. I was testing some stuff. I ended up deleting my previous setup, which was actually better than what a new approach that I found. Alright, so we got here more than extreme pose. I'm gonna use these ones, which is the buttocks leverage bones. We're going to, no, not buttocks, leverage setup, right? So you have the belly leverage, the gluteus leverage, and yeah, belly, gluteus, and side hip. It's just one side. So we're gonna leverage this one. So we're gonna just use the positive Z. So I'm gonna change here this thing. It will be the Z. So positive will be, I think this is 120. Right, then we're going to change everything here to Z. And we're going now to reset here and see the bone has already some automation for other things. This is why it's jiggling, but here we're gonna, so of course we want to move up, and also we see that it is lacking some influence on the thigh, so this is not good. We can, okay, this is moving too much. I think I need to, it shouldn't need all that. So let's just move up, fix then y-axis. So here we could consider what if this should go in any direction or not. Maybe not. We'll keep it centralized. yeah. And then for the X, oh yeah, this can help in combination. So yeah, so you can, yeah, actually it's not very nice, right? Yeah, so the wave seems to be very bad, so I'm gonna probably retake this. Oh wait, this doesn't seem right. What happened to the waves of this? No, I was seeing the waves as another bone. Yeah, so you see that we don't have too much influence here. So we're gonna change this, and we're gonna add serious waves here. We're avoiding the, yeah, I'll try to avoid the center, right? But we're gonna get a lot of influence here. Yeah, and here also, so gonna, okay, now this is behaving strangely, right? Sometimes that's happening. Yeah, why not? Okay, so I have all this influence. Now this looking fine. Let's just smooth this out and maybe expand this. Yeah, here we want. We could, if we had a better topology there, we could use this as reference for some hip bone indeed, right? Some anatomy feature, but it's not the case here. I don't really have this set up here properly, so I'm just gonna slightly mimic that idea. Okay, so this is actually good, right? You see? The problem is that if this is so it says from this point of view it seems to be a good idea to have this influence, but now let's check the belly. I think this will be an exaggeration. Yeah, so I should be careful about this. This is just, I believe the bone here is not we need to also work on here. Oh yeah, these waves are very rough. So should this reach this part? Not sure. But the buttocks is interesting because it can also have some influence in the crotch and in this, like in this region. So it's kind of complicated when we are working the real thing. But we can try to, yeah, I probably can try to prevent. At least here, yeah. Let's try to maintain a threshold here. This seems to be good, I think. We might want some more waves there. Yeah, it's a bit difficult on this topology here, in this geometry, but I think this can... And then the belly, right, so here... Yeah, let's maintain this threshold. It's not doing too much for the belly, right? Actually, so it's a little misleading. Yeah, this is the belly, right? So this will help prevent some intersections here and there. So it's actually a good idea in my opinion. Okay, so this triple system simplified to they don't have now the automation for the side bending yet. So you see that despite, yeah, so I have to create this as well. We could rotate, I'm not sure. So anyways, probably you need, yeah, so this one I'm going to, the idea is not to need to be pushing this that much, right? But apparently there's no much choice. We can expand here to fake volume. Whatever works. Because basically the idea of doing this with helper bones is literally to mimic what the morphs do through shape keys. So it's whatever it takes. Ideally, we would like a system that pick vertex, that you control the posing of the vertex one by one in real time, and not controlled by shape key interpolation of vertices. The problem is that what controls the vertices, this is why it's so complicated to reproduce something like this in wave plane nodes, that the vertices are controlled by the skinning, and the vertex is not alone, it is connected to a mesh, and then have to be working vertex by vertex, right, to be pushing here and there with different vertex groups. Then you have the ratios, and yeah, it's very tricky to get. It's very time consuming to get anything. Alright, so here for the belly so we conclude that this will be one of them. Let's just then duplicate this here, select constraint, copy that, but we're gonna disable here. We're gonna start working from the buttocks, and of course this is not what we want, so just reset here and here. Let's see how much leverage it would need. So not too much on the Z, but still something. Then on the X maybe this could help. So it's a negative X. I'm not sure I'm gonna use rotations here, but maybe I don't remember needing extra bones here. Yeah, because I automated the Fanny bones. They can also be used to solve that. Or I could use the same method that I showed there in another. And this is what? This is the... Yeah, so here we might want it, leave it like static. We don't change this one. And this part is very complicated yet. Okay, so here so I'm not being able to push the mesh there of the upper thigh, right? It's usually this the problem, right? The upper thigh. Then let's try this one. Let's reset everything here. So let's get forgot there's something here missing. Okay, it was just this one that was... Okay, so this is very subtle. This is more for the front bending that this is relevant. So it's just a little, then 0.01. Then for here we might want something, not this, right? Let's see. Yeah, maybe push this forward slightly, just so that you create some... I ain't sure. Maybe we leave it as it is. And then the X, yeah, the X will be able to push the belly slightly to the side, right? So you can sort of follow up, right? Yeah, the rotations would be really nice, but let's get other bones here. Let's get the Fanny bones. Let's see if they can do something about this. So this is the back, this is the out. Yeah, so by a quick trick I can mostly... So why this? I would use this and not an extra bone micro as I did for... Because here it sounds simpler to fix that, but as a question of... Yeah, to maintain consistency, we'll I don't want to be pushing these bones. It's not perfect. They have waves on certain areas, so it's not that simple, right? I think the result will be slightly better. So if we did that again, so I'm gonna pick this one, gonna Shift D, go there, parent it here, symmetrize, then hide here. We go on wave pane mode. Oops. Okay, so we just want to watch these bones. Wave pane mode, so you see that here is the influence here. Oh, maybe this influence is the problem. No, not quite. It's suspect, right? But doesn't seem to solve anything. I don't even touch that, so what I'm going to do is that I'm gonna wave paint this, but with very low waves. So we're gonna cheat and manipulate these vertices with this bone like that, and so it will move a lot. Alright, so it is already parent, so it's moving all together, so it's doing nothing, mostly nothing, I think. So sometimes it is affecting something, of course, but very subtle. However, when we reach here, we're gonna create an automation that will be similar to one of this one, for instance, the Z. Then we're gonna, I've lost the it has the let's also let's change the names later. No, let's change now. So Control F2, so instead of back is out, and Control F2, and strip. Let's reset this stuff, so now it's become 001 instead of 002. Okay, so we're gonna pick this, but we're gonna change this. I got the wrong one. Okay, so it's the Z. Okay, now we go on the pose. We see that the bone is going wild, but there's not what we that's an interesting idea, but it is not. It's not. Let's reset this. This happened is when I reset here. So it's all the Z axis, and for some reason it is having a wrong reaction. But it's parent. Okay, it's parent correctly. So why it is moving them that way? Oh, there's a duplicate here. Okay, local space, local space. So we're gonna reset this, and now we gonna get here, and then we're gonna push here. Yeah, yeah, baby. So this is how, and it's positive max with. Okay, so no, oh, the alignment. Okay, so custom. I'm gonna use here the custom space armature with target. Now the not leverage is leverage here. It doesn't matter. It's just because it's closer, right, to it, so it's more logical. And here we don't want to extrapolate too much, so something like that seems to help. But then maybe we could smooth this. Yeah, this helps. Good. And maybe smooth here. No, smooth here. Yes, good. Smooth here. Why not? Does it help to? I think this is extrapolation now. Yeah, just this. Not this. Yeah. So very subtle stuff here, and let's see. Gonna save. Let's get some. Yeah, a little more in this. Yeah, and let's leave that. Okay, let's leave like that. So when the leg goes there, then we have this. Well, you could say that is very, very good now, very solid. However, even though this might look very, very nice, we still have to deal with the deltas, which are nightmarish. This setup, I don't think will allow spontaneously to get a good delta, but I could be wrong, but usually it is a big problem. So anyways, let's go back to the. It's not too bad, right? But you see the volume loss that is happening there, and there this delta is also not very nice, but it's much better than it was before. So the delta here is another problem and is another topic. So one of the typical ways is action bone constraint, drivers into shape keys, the delta for corrective shape keys, of course, because the driver allows to, yeah, the driver allows to, let's say, to add, I don't know, let's make any bone here. And I have a system here that I was trying to mimetize the driver thing, but first of all, let's get here. Yeah, let's add a note here. Added micro funny bones for the gluteus stretching, back bending artifact, leg back bending artifact, and upper thigh side bending artifact. Yeah, so there's a new technique here that I have never employed, particularly that I don't remember having used here, and sounds very, very effective. It's an improvement from my older tutorial probably. So here we're gonna get finally, yeah, I stopped recording the highlight, just could be gigabytes long size video, but no, not recording. Let's leave it for YouTube, which is recording my my stream. Alright, so shrink wrap bone constraint, I wasn't able to make this one. We did a few other automations. Yes, so we are left with, let's see, the front bending. Yeah, it's not ideal. We have some stuff to fix. Yeah, and there are a lot of problems here. So this is why the funny bones, we can automate them, or we could use these little bones. I don't have one for the... You see how we can reuse the same bone there, but you see it's not carrying the weights, exactly the weights that we want, so it can be confusing, right? So it's one-to-one case problem. So here is... The only exception are these major bones, right? So here we could improve this, right? I think I can, for the front bending, let's get... Yeah, let's get here some improvements, front bending. So I have all that is required, but it's just super annoying. So I could use the tactive, right? This the fan bones, manipulating them individually, or I could make this extra setup, which I think it's kind of a good idea. More bones, more wave paint, more, but it's sort of like it prevents having stacking stuff on the same bones, right? So it's a bit more organized, let's say. In certain, because like the fan bones, they derotate, they solve some stuff, but they don't solve everything. Their wave paint might be not adequate to solve certain very localized things, even though it seems like it's plausible. But a helper bone like that can do a better job, especially when a critical situation occurs. So folks, I think for today would be this. We made some major improvements here, and we could say that even the deltas, thanks to that, don't look horrible. But yeah, so I need this improvement there on the front bending. And also, yeah, let's test this thing. I need to prepare for this setup. So we're gonna see here if we can... What is this? Okay. What was the stacking pattern of this? Oh, okay, transformations X, transformation Z, they are added up and they are turned into... Okay, so this is the problem, they are adding, but I think I have an idea here. Yeah, so it's the... Depth tide, this I think is wrong naming. def3 thigh, okay, no. Leg upper, okay. Then this bone is parent to nothing, okay, just note another problem. We're going to let's see, X, right? 160, I guess. We can't see it from here. Now we need these ones. 160, alright, so same thing, 160. Then it will take y-axis, there we go. It will move up to this and then add, okay, whatever, copy this, armature, paste, 90, no it is 120 I believe, yeah, 120, and same thing. So this is adding this data of local space. The problem is that this is not stacking anything. This is a problem here. X location, Y, so add driver, edit driver, okay, so probably I need to do this from the, yeah, we'll do this from here, okay. So X rotation, quaternion, local space, then we're gonna, this is var A, yeah, var X, var X times var Z, and so you're gonna copy paste and just change Z rotation, alright, var X var Z, and now this is the multiplication. So you see where the delta is maximized is there and there, but in the opposite direction. So we're gonna how I can make this value positive, always positive. How to Python expression. So then I can use this value here to conceive any amount of bone constraint that will intake this data here, this transform y-axis location data, to see the amount of delta to activate it. The problem is that yeah, so maybe we need one delta here, then another there, so maybe they need to be different bones, right? But we can use different combinations, right? So this is not too complicated. It doesn't need to. So here, let's say that, suppose that I just needed this one, right? There are still the problems. I need to find the positive value. I just want to find on the internet how to get the driver Python scripted expression how to get verb always positive value. It's a mathematical expression. ABS around the variable now in the script there's a filter take it absolute absolute, okay, abs. Yeah, so you have to learn those tricks for, there you go. It's not enough to know maths, not to know Python. Alright, so good, that's good stuff. So here's my Python expression for this: abs var x times abs var z. And yeah, then and the leg here we see that this is a huge amount of 0.25, 0.33, and then yeah, and then all the rest are weak. Here we have a little more, yeah, because we are back to the